Welcome to Balanced Care Conversations with Equilibrio Home Health, the podcast that bridges the gap between innovative healthcare technology and compassionate home care. In each episode, we dive deep into the transformative world of healthcare solutions, exploring everything from physical therapy to the latest developments in skilled home healthcare. Join us as we engage with industry experts, healthcare professionals, and technology pioneers who are reshaping the future of home-based care. Whether you're a healthcare provider, caregiver, or someone passionate about advancing healthcare solutions, this podcast delivers valuable insights, practical strategies, and inspiring discussions that help create more balanced, effective care environments. Subscribe now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or your favorite podcast platform to stay at the forefront of healthcare innovation.
That is amazing. And, Pete, you mentioned that these devices and the things that we're using, we're starting to use now in home healthcare because we're trying to get patients to have a little more energy, develop a better well-being state of mind and body so they can, make those small decisions to eat better foods. Because if this is going to propel them, I feel better, a little more energetic, they're going to cling to doing their exercises that we're giving them a little easier. And if they start making those small little connections, that leads, what you're saying, to bigger returns down the road with using a device like this. Possibly, we're just using it with them when we come to do our visits. But in the future, what do you think as far as this cloud device or maybe other ones that are coming on the market? Are they going to be more readily accessible to average people on a day-to-day basis, or are healthcare professionals going to get a hold of these to use more and more? And my second part of that question, how often does the PEMF, in this case, the cloud device, have to be used to really have the carryover effects that we're talking about? Some patients say you're only here twice a week. I'm using it with them 2 times a week for a 15-minute session on a certain setting. They're still getting benefits from that, no doubt. But I want to know, for the pure, most efficient use of it, what is your knowledge or your experience with the best uses for this?
Yeah, so initially people will be exposed at the doctor's office, the physical therapist office, to this, and whatever it is, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, they're going to get benefits that they can see, feel, and measure in their body. But the ultimate expression of this type of device, the low energy devices, is for home use. So after that exposure, they're going to come and say, "Doc, how do I get them from the house?" They are priced to be used every day, in this case, twice a day for 15 minutes for the rest of your life. And this kind of technology works on people. It works on the children. It works on the dogs and the cats. It works on the horses. It'll work on anything. This one device can go on the horse's back and it'll do the same thing for the horses. So the ultimate expression is that the high energy PEMF devices down the road will be for you guys to really, they just can't get rid of this, and they're going to come to you. They're deep problems, and work with that. But they'll then come to the doc and say, "How do I get one?" They'll get one right out of your office, off of your website going forward. It's very important, for that. And as I said, when you learn how to use it properly, there are different settings. And here's a great saying. This is the most important thing you'll hear tonight.
Yeah.
And I just picked it up, reading. There's a doctor out there, Dr. Nasha Winters. She has a book out there, The Metabolic Model of Cancer. And this is a big thing going around, that cancer is a metabolic disease. It's not a DNA breakdown, right? Diet has a lot to do with it, the different things that they can work with. It's a great book. So I usually read a book. If I can get 1 or 2 things out of it, I'm happy. I get all the way to 3/4 of the way through the page, the 14th chapter, and there it is, because each chapter starts with a quote. Albert Einstein. And in that quote, Albert Einstein says, "Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency to the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics." So in understanding, we have programs called Energizer, Transformer, Relaxer. If you want energy, you match the frequency, Energizer, to the reality you want, energy, And guess what? You're going to come off of that 15 minutes. You're going to the gym, lifting weights. You're out there doing your running. You're doing the yoga. I feel good. And you talked a little bit about how diet fits into this. Well, imagine for a second, if I could feed your brain on a daily basis 30% more oxygen and glucose because of the improvements in circulation and being on a device like this. Now, your brain only feeds on two things, oxygen and glucose. Well, what do you think the first thing the brain is going to do when it's been nutritionalized like that? It's going to turn off the appetite for sugar, turn off the appetite for junk calories, and turn off the appetite for calories altogether. Where people call me up after a month saying, Pete, I'm only eating 50% of what I used to be. What's wrong? And I said, nothing's wrong. Go with it. That's what we want, right? The less you eat, the longer you live. That's never been proven wrong in any study, 10,000 studies in the world in the last 50 years. So I had a woman just call me up on that note that was trying to get off of medical marijuana, in pain for the last 3 years. And she's addicted to the medical marijuana. She got the device and she's going to be on. I mean, I have her, I mean, this is all brand new to us. And she just sent a text out to me today. I'm off of all pain meds, right? And she said by being on this device that feeds to the brain, she was able to get off the medical marijuana. 2 weeks later, still not a pang of withdrawal symptoms, right? Because I'm still feeding the brain. So future, think of what's coming, because I'm feeding not only the body, but your brain, and things like that can happen with it. So yes, home use, medical use, both ways this is coming through, and it's going to be very, very big time.
Well, that is all phenomenal news, not only to me as a healthcare professional and as a physical therapist in this field, but other doctors, other, maybe occupational therapists and exercise physiologists, just looking to take what technology has, the best of technology, which what I'm seeing right now, Centropix and with the cloud, it's really made it so it's super comfortable and easy to use the device. Doesn't take a brain surgeon to really operate it, but it's the technology with, like you said, the physicists behind this that have really made those waveforms. So when a patient asks me what's the magic in there, I'm going to just say, hey, it's the waveform of how that energy is coming out of the mat that is the magic. They just keep wondering like what is in there that does it, but it is that wave, how the amplitude and changing it, like you said, the disruption from the way it was to compared to how it is now. So that's a huge fact and tidbit of information that I really didn't know before, talking to you. I've been using this device now for about maybe the past 4 months or so. And I've noticed, just more energy and ability to, when I go to the gym, getting a little bit more out of my workouts and pushing me to higher levels with running endurance or even lifting. But patients have been able to decrease shoulder pain and do more therapeutic exercises when we do use this device at times. Some don't really feel anything, but some do notice a day later they feel a little bit better for whatever it is. So there's a little bit of delayed response from what I'm seeing. What would you say if a patient or a normal layperson were to get this, and how would you recommend they can apply it to their life, or anybody that is using a PEMF device like the cloud, to incorporate into good lifestyle with diet, eating habits, so forth? I know you said once or twice a day, is a standard, but is once a day good for certain age groups, or would you say for, does the age group depend on how many times a day you want to use this thing, or depending on disease processes going on? Do you have any insight on specifics as far as using it with frequency and then age and disease process?
Yeah, so basically, again, remember, it can do no harm. Now, this is designed to be used twice a day if you have it at home, once in the morning and once in the late afternoon or evening, for systemic application. That's your full body. The device folds 4 times. It folds to be about this big. You take it anywhere you go, fits into a satchel. So that's another one of our patents, right? Everybody else has computers with wires. You can kick the wire out. You got to start over. Very heavy, hard to use in that respect. This is designed, you can fold it, take it anywhere you want to go. Now, each time you fold this device, it adds 20% to the power.
Yes, I've noticed.
So fully folded, it's almost double. So now, if you're just using it for systemic application, twice a day is great. But if you have a problem, let's say you have bad knees, bad feet, right? You can fold it up after your full body session and then put it on your knees and put it on transformer, right? That's our strongest signal for deep-rooted problems in the body, recovery from extraneous exercise, getting lactic acid out of the body, and then use it on your knees, your ankles, your hips, whatever it may be, your shoulders, you hurt your shoulder. And that you could do as many times a day as you want or need. You might do it 3 or 4 times a day if you have an acute injury, and you may notice immediately it's gone. And importantly, what you just said, some people feel it, maybe not till the next day in some cases. This type of technology, whether it's us or any of the competitors, works 100% of the time on 100% of the people. The only difference between the people is how long it takes for your particular body to recognize something's going on in the body that's, pretty good. In my case, I've been practicing and teaching yoga and meditation for 41 years. I lay in something like this, I could feel things. Well, what could you expect to feel if you're having a patient on this? You may tell them, as I teach people, as you lay on, turn it on, you tell them what it is. And if you say to them, you may feel heat in your body, and then you feel the pad and say, but this pad doesn't put off any heat. It's your own circulation opening up.
That's
And
exactly.
as soon as you say that, you're showing their mind where to search. They don't know what to look for. So I'm showing them where to go. And as soon as I say it many times, I feel heat in my toes, right? Then you say you may feel tingling in your extremities in your body. And I'll feel that mat again. I say, but this mat does not tingle. That's your own nerve cells firing up again, right? The microcirculation in the body. And all of a sudden they will say, I feel tingling in my toes or my fingers, right? So they might want an experience, and some will and some won't. It doesn't mean it's not happening. It just depends how sensitive you are, but it's going to work immediately, progressively, and cumulatively in the body. So for the children, again, they're loaded up with energy at that level. When you're in an anabolic body that repairs everything as soon as it breaks down, hey, they can get on. They don't really need the Energizer. They make it on Balancer if they have that kind of problems with concentration, ADHD, right? Relaxer, Balancer. You're going to pick and choose. So we have 5 programs. They go by the acronym RBEST: Relaxer, Balancer, Energizer, Synchronize, and Transformer. As you heard Einstein say, match the frequency to the reality you want. You come home from a stressful day at work, you want to chill out, you're going to put that thing on Balancer. If it's later, Relaxer. And it's going to meet you at your level of stress that you came home from. And over that 15 minutes, it's going to take you down. So when it's over, you're ready to go to bed and get that deep sleep, which is very important. Science discovered a new brain detoxification pathway several years back. They named it the glymphatic system with a G. And what they discovered, this is a tiny microcirculatory system that runs through your brain that only opens up when you're in the deepest S4 REM sleep and allows your brain cells to detoxify. And if you're not getting that deep sleep, 40% of the population over 50 in our country right now has sleep problems. They're going to sleep clinics and things like that. And the brain cells are not getting that chance to detoxify. Well, this could be the increase in Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, things like that.
You're right.
Now you get up in the morning, right? Match the frequency you want, Energizer with energy, and now you're off to the races. You don't have to be forced to. Matt doesn't have to force you to go to the gym to work out. Hey, you want to get better? You're gonna have to do what I tell you to do, right? You're gonna call Matt. I can't not go to the gym. What do I do with this energy, right? So again, you want Balancer in the evening. And when I'm on the Balancer, it's like meditation. I literally fall asleep 60% of the time on the Balance. I'll do it between 4 and 8 o'clock if I'm taking my second session at that time, and it's out. But fold it up as many times as you need. You'll find if you put your dog on this a couple of times, they'll come running every time you turn it on and try to get on with it. Or your cat.
My dog is a testament. She does that all the time. I'm on it laying down and she'll just run up on me. And it's amazing to see, even my cat too. So it's pretty neat to see how animals will gravitate to the device. I've got to take the lint roller and get the dog hair off because
I'll get a cover for it, Matt. Just get the cover.
I got the cover. Yeah, that's true. You're right. But it's amazing because even when it's not on, they are associating that mat, if you leave it out, or the KLOUD device, to something that's good for them or comforting. And when I'm on it, they can't wait to get over to me. Yeah. So, Pete, I just got to say, a lot of the information that you're providing today is super helpful. And Equilibrio Home Health is a company that I look at as on the forefront of changing the way we deliver healthcare in the home. We're working on so many new things with a new artificial intelligence dictation system to document our notes. We're looking at different modalities to use in the home, not only this, but with doing some rebirth, advanced wound healing type things with companies. They're using a placenta graft to heal wounds that are stage 3 and 4. So now we're applying possibly the cloud device and this technology to make a difference with the wound healing, which we've already seen big results with more granulation tissue, increased ability for blood flow to get to the wound area to heal better. So I'm interested to see this next year with the new device that's going to be coming out that is a little bit more powerful, meant for doctors, how that could maybe get involved into what we're doing in home health, or maybe even the physicians that we work with, and promoting it to them to better help our patients out with getting through some of these tough ailments and disease processes. But I'm excited, so excited about the future for not only myself, for our patients that we work with, our clinicians, for you, but truly just honored to be working with someone like you that's so knowledgeable with using the cloud device, because we're gonna do this again, and I'll talk to Shannon and some of the other people that we work with on these podcasts. But this series is meant to inform the public about what's out there, and then what we have as a company on the forefront of better health in the home setting. So I just want to say thanks for being on this podcast. It's not the last time we'll do it. We'll have another episode with you on it. And we'd love to have you back. And maybe we'll talk a little bit different about specific disease processes where it can be used. And we'll get into in depth more on possibly that new device that's coming out and how that can be applied into home healthcare as well. But that's the only questions I had for you today. I mean, you really clarified so much about the history and background on the cloud and PEMF devices overall to dispel any misconceptions of the device. So I just want to say thanks for your time and thanks for your expertise and everything. If you have any closing remarks, you can say it, but thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, it's great to be with you guys. And, the field you're in, physical therapy in the home, the senior living centers out there, which you have attachments to, these places, all these type of physicians and doctors and homes need to have this. It is imperative they have this in their facilities. I mean, the cost of this for a place that's a senior living facility is nothing. That they could have every patient getting on this, every client that's staying with them every single day, and being able to use this, and it costs them nothing once they purchase it. And it's much, much less expensive than anything else they're going to do as a protocol for the patients out there. Same thing with the home visit. If they're on this, whatever you're doing for them, the IV, they use on this while that 15 minutes while you're with them, we're going to start changing lives as the word starts spreading out there. And for that word to spread, as you know, there's, already the pent up anger is there on the pharmaceutical side and what's happening to people, and something has to disrupt that. So now it's coming to be there. So never a better time for a therapeutic modality that is both safe and highly effective to be used in both clinical and home care settings. You're on the forefront of a new understanding of medicine and wellness care, not disease care, but wellness care. This is an understanding that involves human health, not just from a biophysical perspective, but a bioenergetic one as well. So welcome to the new frontier of health and wellness, everybody. I look forward to being with you guys and helping you out in consulting how to use this properly for the future, because we're going to change a lot of lives out there.
We definitely are. And with your help and knowledge, Pete, I know that you've helped me tremendously with using this and even the bubble and some other things, but we'll use you as a valuable resource as we grow. Yeah. I know you got, I got mine too here. It's underneath. There we are. Yeah. I got my
bubble.
But tremendous wealth of knowledge, and we wish you and your family the best as you guys continue to pioneer what you have with the cloud and Centropix. We're going to be a big part of promoting this with our patients too. So thank you for enlightening our public and our listeners to why not only Equilibrio, but you are on the forefront of better health and change, and how we can take charge of our healthcare in a balanced way and actually be stewards of better health and wellness every day with small decisions. And this is one of them. Thank you so much for being here, Pete. And we thank everybody for listening as well. Thanks again.
So long, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Balanced Care Conversations with Equilibrio Home Health. If you found value in today's discussion, be sure to catch our next episode on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. For more innovative healthcare insights, detailed resources, and the latest in skilled home healthcare technology, Visit us at equilibriohh.com. Until next time, keep striving for balanced, innovative care solutions that make a difference. Remember, the future of healthcare starts at home.